in Murang'a County, where residents of Maragua sub-county in Murang'a County have protested due to lack of essential services and accused their leaders of neglecting them. The residents have complained of poor health care, dilapidated roads, incomplete marketplace, hazardous sewer lines, and lack of street lights, just to mention but a few. According to residents, most patients are sent to buy essential medicines or even bedding in case they are admitted to Maragua Level 4 hospitals. Patients from the area are allegedly forced to seek medical services from the neighboring sub-counties. Market traders led by Gideon Moro decried the rise in insecurity in the area and called on Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata to take action.
Pia tuna kiwanda cha maziwa inaitwa Murang'a County Creamery, siko tu ku Maragua town. Hiyo kiwanda ilikuwa imeajiri vijana over 2,200 walikuwa kazi huko. Hiyo kiwanda ilifungwa, wakulima hawana kwa kupeleka maziwa, vijana walifutwa kazi, wanaradaranda tu huku na hawana hata chakula. Hata familia nyingi zimekuwa zikivujika kwa
majina ni Moses Joroga, na tuko na shida mingi sana hapa katika hiyo hospitali ya Maragua District Hospital, kwa sababu masida mengi imejaa huku. Kama ni usafi, kama ni mambo ya kutibu wagonjwa iko chini, na tunashindwa tutasaidiwa na nani kulingana na ile matatizo iko huku. Kama ni watu wa kilazo wa kule, nasikia mtu akisema ana blanketi analetewa yake. Kama ni ndawa, unapata ile dawa iko chini ya shilingi 100 kwenda chini, lakini ile iko na 100 kwenda juu hiyo huwezi pata huko, na ndio pengine
From Murang'a County all the way to Tana River County, where residents of Mbangale sub-county in Madogo Division, Tana River County, say they are opposed to a move by the county government to start a cluster program and heritage site in the Moyebuya area. The program, that is being spearheaded by Tana River Governor Dado Godana, aims at mitigating the effects of floods by moving people from the lower areas of Moro to higher areas of Moyebuya, also known as KBC. The county also plans to build a heritage site in the 35-kilometer square area that is 20 kilometers away from the Madogo and Moro areas.
Hii ni jambo la kushangaza sana kwa sababu hatujapatiwa elimu ya hii maneno yaendelea.
Tumekataa kitu ambao sisi hatujaelezwa, hatujaambiwa maana yake, hatujaambiwa faida yake, hatujui. Sisi tumekataa.
Kama ni Muorma, kama ni Wardei, kama ni Munyoyaya, kama ni Wata, tumekataa. Kilaska haitafanywa hapa.
Hundreds of residents in Kiambu County, led by their ward representatives, MCAs, took to the streets of Kiambu town demanding allocation of 25 acres out of the 75-acre piece of land that had been leased to Kiambu Golf Club after the lease expired. The residents say the county government should allocate them the land before it renews the lease, saying they need a space to put up a market, a school, and a public toilet. They further said the market and toilet are a priority since traders operating at the roadside in Kirigiti shopping center have been given the notice to vacate to pave the way for construction of a dual carriage road.
Ilikuwa tu ni onyo tunapeana kwa golf club members. Tuambie ya kwamba kama lease imeisha, na kama tutatumia terms and conditions, tutafuata terms and conditions ambao ni sisi ambao tuko owners of that land. 75 acres ya shamba yetu imewekwa na watu 250. Tukizingatia ni watu wangapi wanataka kusaidika katika Kiambu Golf Club. Tunataka tufungue uchumi wetu sana sana Kiambu sub-county. Tunataka tutafutia watu wetu wa Kiambu na Kirigiti mahali ambapo wanaweza wekeza biashara zao.
Sisi kama wamama tuko na watoto nyumbani, shule moja tu ndio tuko nayo ya Kiambu Primary. Na haitoshi watoto wetu, tunaomba shamba ndio tujengewe shule. Tunaomba ndio tujengewe choo. Na ndio tujengewe hata stage hapa Kirigiti.
Moving on, detectives in Trans Nzoia County are investigating a fire incident at Kapsirowa Secondary School in Cherangani constituency that razed down one of the school's dormitories. According to Obwoge Johnson, the officer in charge of inspection and quality education in Cherangani constituency, the inferno resulted in the loss of property worth millions of shillings. No one was, however, injured in the inferno. Local leaders have called on the county government to invest in the fire department to adequately deal with such incidences.
Tumesema ya kwamba masomo yataendelea. Tutakaa shuleni, tusaidiwe tukiwa hapa shuleni. Wengi wamewambia ya kwamba hata nyumbani tukipatwa na mkasa, tunakaa hapo kwetu, wale wa kutusaidia wanatupata hapo nyumbani, wanatusaidia tukiwa hapo nyumbani. Kwa hivyo tutaendelea na masomo bila kukatisha kitu chochote.
Very well, at about 26 minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for our first break. When we come back, more news including on AFCON, where only 4 teams remain, and we have a team from East Africa. More on that after this break.
Auntie akona ka forehead. Akona the mark of quality.
Ameke ram denela mshetani over.
Nataka kumaliza mambo hiyo wedding.
Kwanza kiongea kitu kia Patrick sana. Rosi Paul.
Umenimaliza kama chai kwa kikombe.
Hizi zote zimebaki December, September, October. Wanaona, anoma itwala.
Ni kama tu nikuje nikwambie uko na kichwa kubwa. Sasa makosa si
au sio? Ndio manake. Okay.
Every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on KBC Channel
1。你们科学边界并不像你们所宣扬的是一个基础理论的学术较量组织。我这个不是伪文章。
人家说了，你说那种情况根本不存在。
就是因为不存在，所以我心里才会害怕。
它不存在有什么可怕的呀？
他们说不可能发生这样的事情，但此时此刻，就在我的眼前，倒计时正在进行着。时间的尽头。
Across Africa, a new era has begun, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future, a Pan-African future, together. EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
Welcome back and many thanks for keeping me company. Moving on, Kisii Governor Simba Arati has introduced stringent regulations on the distribution of medicines and medical supplies to health facilities to ensure efficiency and accountability. Presiding over the distribution of drugs worth 40.5 million shillings from the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority at Kisii Referral and Teaching Hospital, Governor Arati vowed to punish those responsible for any loss or diversion of drugs for public hospitals to personal use. Additionally, he stressed strict adherence to the stipulated electronic system of drug prescription and utilization by the management of the health facilities. During the occasion, 157 health facilities benefited from the medical commodities.
All commodities one received must be entered into the stock control card and redistribution to service delivery points using Ministry of Health Commodity Management guidelines. Movement of drugs from store to pharmacies and from pharmacies to patient must be properly documented. We have said this roundup, we are not going to give a chance to anybody. Kwa hivyo hakuna drug ambayo itapeanwa nje hata kama moja imeanguka chini. Let us be told kwamba ilianguka chini na iliwekwa. And we went to trace, kuna drugs zingine zinaenda hospitali moja zinakaa huko mpaka they expire. Kuna hizo drugs pia zinahitajika ziende kwa hospitali ambazo zinatumika.
Residents in Njue Sub-County, Kiambu County are calling on the Kenya Wildlife Service, KWS, and other authorities to intensify the crackdown on hyenas that have been wreaking havoc in the area. The locals say some of whom are victims of the human-wildlife conflict have also expressed concerns, saying that they are living in fear of losing more to the animals. They also urge the government to speed up the compensation of victims of the attacks.
Tukakibia. Sasa mimi nilienda hivyo nikaanguka juu ilikuwa inanikibisa nikisunguka hivi nao inanifuata. Sasa nilipoanguka nao ikakuja ikaniuma hapa, ikaniweka meno yake hapa.
Sasa ikawa siku hiyo wameenda wakiwa wazita, baadaye kurudi wakiwa wanarudi. Sasa hiyo vizi ndio ilimtokea. Sasa ikakuja ikampata. Alikuwa anauma na mguu kidogo isipokuwa ako sawa. Sasa ikakuja ikampata, sasa ikamuua.
From the man-eaters of Njue to matters climate change, Ukraine is keen on boosting the Kenyan government's effort in the fight against the effects of climate change in the country. Ukrainian Honorary Consul Oleksiy Siekov says collaborative efforts involving partnerships across national and county governments, the private sector and the international community is required to effectively deal with the problem. Speaking at the Lake Nakuru National Park and Bird Sanctuary after a delegation of 25 students from various institutions in Ukraine planted more than 200 indigenous tree seedlings in the park, the envoy further said the number of tourists from the country visiting Kenya had been steadily increasing in the past 4 years. The students aged between 12 and 15 who arrived a fortnight ago have also visited Lake Naivasha, Savo East National Park and several historical and cultural sites in the coastal region.
Kenyan government, Kenyan people are supporting Ukraine, and if we need any help, we just need to ask. What like testifying of this, it's a group of kids who came absolutely on complimentary basis and hosted in Kenya by local hoteliers and service providers.
We came here with my classmates. We have enjoyed Africa really much. We have seen a lot of attractions. We were on safari. We've really enjoyed that because we are into animals, and they're a little bit not ordinary for us to see them because we don't have that much wild animals in our country.
Today we had chosen to plant the trees as the last day of their living so that I get to cement the friendship.
In other news, a 19-year-old student died on the spot while 4 others are nursing injuries following a road accident along the Namanga-Kajiado highway on Sunday evening. The student had, alongside his 2 colleagues, hiked a lift from a lorry ferrying sand towards Kajiado town. According to an eyewitness, the overloaded truck, which was speeding, hit road bumps leading to the tragedy. Kajiado Central Sub-County Police Commander John Odhiambo says an investigation into the incident has been launched.
Tunawaambia madereva pia wakuwe waangalifu kwa sababu hizi malori yenye zinabeba mzigo saa zingine huwa madereva wanachoka alafu wanapea mataniboy waendeshe. Sasa unajua saa zingine wengine hawako qualified, ndio maana sometime wana cause accident.
Nanyuki Water and Sewerage Company has held an open day in Majengo slums in a bid to give the residents a chance to express their water concerns directly to the company officials. At the forum, most of the residents lamented frequent water disconnection, citing high water bill charges and high penalties that have accrued over time. Nawasco officials, however, noted that they are willing to agree on a payment plan for those who are unable to pay their monthly bills. They further urged that those who need further clarification to seek an audience with the company.
Kuna ploti zingine ambazo maybe zilikatwa maji kitambo na wanasema ya kwamba wanaweza unaweza lipa polepole. Na hiyo ni kitu ya maana sana.
Tumeimprove kutoa zile mifereji zilikuwa mizee na tukaweka mifereji mpya, na saa hii wanapata maji kwa kiwango ile imeruhusiwa na inatakikana. Lakini pia juu ya uchumi venye iko hawajaweza kuwa connected wote kwa hiyo pipeline, na ndio tunawapea water kioski kama hii iko nyuma yangu hapa, ile inawezesha wao kulipa polepole.
Very well, from that news, we now cross over right here in the capital, Nairobi, where there's a commissioning of the Nairobi Land Justice Working Group. That event is currently underway, and currently speaking is CJ Martha Kome. Let's first of all cross over for more.
A people-centered judiciary that not only addresses the justice needs of Kenyans, but also a way of empowering our citizens to become agents of their own justice. So Justice Omange, this is the way it should be. Everybody becomes an agent for justice. Because justice cuts across all of us. We want justice, we want fairness. This initiative goes beyond the conventional boundaries, seeking to foster an inclusive, participatory, accountable, and responsive justice system that truly serves the aspirations of our people, including the most marginalized and the vulnerable. And all the stories we've been told, they have captured the fact of the vulnerable people in our society, especially the elderly, and even the future generation, represented the youth and the children. The Environment and the Land Courts, as established in our Constitution, is holding a very critical mandate in addressing the historical problem that has come to be dubbed the land question, which the Land Commission is dealing with. This land question is even more acute in Nairobi, with the myriad of problems that we have been told which occur in the 4 zonal areas, and they span a wide range, including double allocation. And I can assure the CS, you must do what you have to do, what the law tells you to do. Do not worry that people will come to court because you have done your work. I'm always assured that I can never stop people from coming to court. So do what you have to do. And if they want to take it further and challenge it in court, let them do so. But never shy away from doing your work, because we must deal with this devil of double allocation, encroachment of public land, mix up during survey, which are done deliberately to cause confusion later on, the issue of adverse possession, lack of zoning and enforcement, informal settlements, renewal of leases, fraud. I was in another forum because I came late and we were talking about integrity. And, you know, our problem as a country is actually lack of integrity. That's why we have so many problems. And therefore, when it comes to land, I think we have to be firm and do what has to be done at all the...
Very well, that has been Chief Justice Martha Kome, the President of the Supreme Court. They are addressing stakeholders in the Nairobi Land justice forum that is geared towards expediting land justice through a people-centered approach. Among what she has talked about is that also the vulnerable people, they will be assisted in their quest for justice in regards to land matters. My colleague Giverson Maina is currently keeping tabs with that, and will be back with a more loaded report in our subsequent bulletin at 4, 7 and 9. But elsewhere, education stakeholders in Kiambu sub-county are rushing against time to tame absentism in secondary school, which is affecting performance. Speaking during the issuance of scholarships in the region, Sub-County Director of Education Maimuna Omar said the government is investing funds in education and parents must ensure their children remain in school.
Wale wote ambao hawajaweza kuripoti na ambao wanaripoti wakikimbia mpaka siku ya rehearsal ili wapate certificate tu ya form 4, hao ndo wanaturudisha nyuma. Tutakuwa na center yetu private. Wewe kama ni wa kuripoti ushike njia uende zako. Wakati wa kurejista kama kufanya mtihani, hatutakurejista kwa jina la shule ya Jomvu. Tutakurejista as a private candidate. Ukifeli ufeli mwenyewe huko, turegeshe Jomvu hapa.
Kuanzia Monday tunafanya assessment, tumefanya Jomvu, tumefanya Kajembe na jana tulikuwa Meritini Complex. Vya kusikitisha, kila darasa from form 1 to form 4, over 100 students hawako shule tayari tunavyoongea. Tafadhali wazazi, muhimize watoto waende shule wakasoma.
Back in Juja, where border operators in the Kimbo area of Juja, Kiambu County are up in arms over the deplorable state of a 6-kilometer road. The protesters, who included tuk-tuk operators and residents, blocked the Kimbo Matangi road with burning tires and stones for more than 2 hours. They accused area legislators of ignoring their cries despite numerous promises. Police were forced to use tear gas canisters to disperse the rowdy youths.
Wamama hapa ni nduru tu wanapiga kila siku, vile wanabeba vibaya, na ni juu ya barabara. Barabara ni mbovu, hata inakuwa ngumu kupeleka gari inspection.
Kumenyesha, tukutuku zimeanguka pale, imeangusha mudhi, juu anaondokea shimo, anaenda kuondokea shimo, ina bed the other, ina bed. Juu kila siku unakuja tukisema tutakuwa na maandamano, wanasema tulieni. Hii mambo tumeweka hii barabara kwa budget, kwani itakuwa kwa budget hadi lini?
Very well, let's now tilt the lens and focus on matters business. Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has this morning flagged off 50 new standard gauge railway wagons that are expected to help increase ferrying of cargo to hinterlands. Murkomen says an additional 250 wagons are expected to arrive in the country in the next 2 weeks from Tianjin in China. Let's take a look at it.
The new 50 wagons, which arrived in January 2024, have been duly inspected by Kenya Railways engineers and certified for movement. Transport Cabinet Secretary officially was at the Port Rates Freight Station in Mombasa for flagging off the wagons.
The additional coaches are expected to support the high demand for SGR passenger services that saw an increased frequency with an addition of a night train service and a stop in Voi.
Each of the new wagons has a capacity of at least 70 tons, enabling movement of heavy containerized cargo. Noting that 250 more wagons are expected this month, Murkomen said ferrying cargo via rail helps reduce damage of roads.
Transport is a key enabler of the inspiration set out in our country's long-term development blueprint, Vision 2030. My ministry therefore will ensure we have the requisite human capital operational assets and information systems that are geared towards achieving this very important goal.
Plans are also underway to ship in 20 Madaraka Express coaches, comprising 4 business class coaches, 3 first class coaches, and 12 economy coaches and 1 power car.
What we have been doing is to increase our numbers in terms of the wagons, in terms of the coaches for passengers. We are also planning to increase the number of locomotives.
6 of them will have provisions for persons with disabilities. Murkomen says the volume of cargo transported via SGR increased by 7% from 6.09 million tons in 2022 to 6.53 million in 2023. Madaraka Express passengers increased by 12% from 2.39 million in 2022 to 2.73 million in 2023. Frederick Moki for Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, a comprehensive training targeting to equip the youth with key digital skills and expertise needed to thrive in the rapidly evolving digital landscape is underway in Nairobi. Thea Digital Eastern Region Director Dickens Okode says the training program will cover a wide range of areas such as social media management, digital marketing, content creation, and online business development.
By leveraging the Thea Digital platform, the government aims to skill the youth to tap the immense work opportunities online. The strategic move is expected to not only enhance employment prospects for the youth, but also contribute to the growth of innovation.
We upskill the youth for online work readiness and also mentor them after they have been trained. We train, we mentor, and also we onboard them onto the online work platforms where they get these jobs.
Jobless youth were asked to enroll under the Thea Digital platform to benefit from the digital literacy program.
Kenya nezambia mavijana huku nje ni kwamba hizi ICT apps ambazo our able president anataka kujenga or rather ameanza kuinitiate ianze kujengwa, just go there, get trained, and just click on the computer, and then you get your dollars in your pocket.
Additionally, the government plans to facilitate mentorship opportunities and provide support for youth entrepreneurs who wish to start their digital businesses, further contributing to job creation and economic sustainability.
We also tap into the various training modules and courses that they have, that our young carpenters can be able to learn, our plumbers and all other blue-collar workers can be able to learn and be able to do their jobs effectively.
Frederick Moki for Lunchtime News.
Now, the National Environment Management Authority, in partnership with the Lamu County government, has stepped up enforcement of regulations against illegal waste dumping into the Indian Ocean amid a decline in fishing activities and mangrove growth. Here's Edna Morongi with the details.
Plastic materials, particularly single-use items like bottles and packaging, along with an alarming number of discarded diapers, have been identified as major pollutants in the Indian Ocean. Fish mistakenly ingesting these non-biodegradable materials are experiencing adverse effects, leading to a spike in fish mortality rates and disrupting the delicate balance of the marine ecosystem.
Hizi small particles pia zinaingia kwa digestion yao na pia huenda ikamdhuru yule mwanajamii ama yule mvuvi ambaye anategemea hizi rasilimali. So endapo kwamba zile ecosystems ziko sawa na zikiwa namna mzuri, ni kwamba mazalio na samaki wanaendelea kuzaliwa kwa wingi sana, na hao samaki kuzaliwa kwa wingi sana ndio wanarudisha yale mpato kwa jamii.
This has seen authorities taking decisive action to combat dumping of waste into the Indian Ocean, with optimism that the water body with its rich biodiversity and vibrant marine life will once again thrive, ensuring a sustainable future for the coastal communities.
Kwa ajili ya mazingira, but kwa sababu pia ya community wanaitegemea. So tunawafunza jinsi ya kupata mapato endelevu kutumia hii rasilimali.
Tunahusia watu kwamba serikali ya county inawekeza kwa sasa kujenga zile vibirika za kucollect zile takataka, na tunawasihi watu waweze kutumia njia hiyo pamoja na kuwekeza katika ile tunaita circular economy.
Yeri says contamination of the ocean poses serious threats not only to marine life but also to health of the local population who rely on fishing as a primary source of livelihood.
Sisi kama Neema kuhakikisha kwamba sehemu hizi hazichafuliwi, zinakuwa zinahifadhiwa kisawasawa.
Edna Murungi for Lunchtime News.
Another news, Kenya Horticulture Exports increased 7% to 157 billion shillings in the year 2023. The increase was driven by Kenya's foray into new markets, reduced interceptions and an increase in horticultural production due to the good rains.
South Sudan is among new markets for Kenyan horticulture products, as Kenya acquired 12 additional new horticultural markets in 2023. Further afield, Kazakhstan replaced Russia as the top Eastern Europe market for Kenyan avocado. According to a report by the Horticultural Crop Directorate, the new destination saw the country ship 438,000 tons of horticulture worth 157 billion shillings in 2023, from 391,507,000 tons worth 147 billion shillings in 2022.
Before it used to be traditionally Europe and EU, and now we're expanding to levels that we have gone to areas that we were not expanding, and even in those other areas that we were able now to go to other cities other than just part of the entry.
Cut flowers contributed 70% of the total exports, with vegetables and fruits contributing 18 and 12% respectively. Netherlands was Kenya's leading horticulture export destination, with the EU nation accounting for 27% of the total export volumes worth 43 billion shillings. Horticulture sales to the West European nation are set to increase and create additional local jobs, as Netherlands now prefer import of bouquets as opposed to raw cut flowers.
We are now seeing companies from Europe, particularly Netherlands, who have who are investors who are here, are now doing all their packaging from this side. Instead of just sending one product, now we have what I would consider value addition in terms of preparing the bouquets.
To further increase fruit shipments, Kenya is seeking to increase unique apple mango export volumes during key international mango suppliers of seasons. Benson Druba reporting for Lunchtime News.
Moving on, Kenya plans to increase production of smartphones to 3 million devices annually. Information, Communication and the Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo says the local assembly plant has so far produced 194,000 units with a daily output of 4,500 units. He was speaking at a regional preparatory meeting for the upcoming World Telecommunications Standardization Assembly slated for October this year in New Delhi, India.
Kenya unveiled its first smartphone assembly plant in Nairobi last year to produce low-cost 4G-enabled devices priced at $50. The smartphone assembly plant is part of the government's digital transformation agenda. Information, Communication and the Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary says the target is to increase smartphone production volume to 3 million per year.
This is because in a proactive manner, we foresaw a situation where we may have a deficit in the market in terms of the number of Kenyans who have got access to smart-enabled telephones. So to facilitate universal connectivity, or meaningful connectivity for that matter, we envisage that at optimal capacity utilization levels, we should be able to churn out into the Kenyan market about 3 million handsets.
He says over 15,000 government services have been onboarded on the e-Citizen platform. 2,660 public Wi-Fi hotspots have been set up across the country. In addition, fiber optic connectivity is being expanded to unserved and underserved areas.
We speak over the past 1 year, we have managed to roll out a total of 8,419 kilometers against our target of 100,000 kilometers of fiber within the next 5 years.
The ICT experts noted that Kenya needs to keep up with global ICT and telecommunication standards to avoid becoming the dump yard of counterfeit and substandard equipment.
With a short lifespan associated with counterfeit, the threat of e-waste management will ultimately become real and catastrophic.
Key issue for Africa is that we are net consumers of standards. And so our challenge essentially is to ensure that the standards, that the equipment that we bring here are those that meet our standards in terms of our communications needs.
They were speaking at the regional preparatory meeting for the upcoming World Telecommunication Standardization Assembly, slated for October this year in New Delhi, India. Weri Mujenga for Lunchtime News.
And in the world of sports, MetLife Stadium in New Jersey will host the 2026 World Cup final scheduled for 19th July, while the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City will stage the opening group game on 11th June. The draw for the World Cup is expected to take place towards the end of 2025.
Mexico is one of 3 countries co-hosting the expanded 48-team tournament alongside the United States of America and Canada. The 2026 World Cup will last a record of 39 days. Mexico has hosted 2 World Cups in the year 1970 and the year 1986, while the United States hosted in the year 1994. Canada are first-time hosts, and their opening game is in Toronto on 12th June. The United States will play their opening match at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles also on 12th June. FIFA President Gianni Infantino, alongside comedian and actor Kevin Hart, rapper Drake and celebrity Kim Kardashian revealed that the third-place playoff match will take place in Miami. The quarterfinals onwards will be held in the United States cities, with Los Angeles, Kansas City, Miami and Boston hosting last 8 matches, while the semifinals will be in Dallas and Atlanta. Dallas will host a record 9 matches.
Back home, national boxing team hit squad head coach Musa Benjamin is optimistic that the Kenyan team will register good results in the forthcoming All-Africa Games set for Ghana in March. The tactician said a good run in all the Africa Games will place Kenya in a better place and improve their hopes of participating in this year's Olympic Games set for Paris, France later this year. The team will also take part in 2 Olympic qualifiers, with the first set to be held in Busto Arsizio, Italy from 29th February to 12th of March, while the second qualifier will be held from the 23rd May to 3rd of June in Bangkok, Thailand. Last weekend, the Boxing Federation of Kenya organized the Novices Championships, where Nairobi County were the overall winners with 24 points, as Prison Boxing Club and Kisumu County took the 2nd and 3rd positions respectively. Liverpool's lead at the top of the Premier League to just 2 points after a deserved 3-1 victory in a tense encounter at the Emirates Stadium. Reds' reliable keeper Alisson gifted Arsenal the goals that ensured the Gunners bagged 3 crucial points. Take a look. Well, also Manchester United had big wins. Chelsea did lose, but on the African continent, we have only 4 teams remaining. 2 from the West Africa, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, 1 from East Africa, that is DR Congo, and 1 from the southern part of Africa, that is South Africa. Remember, all those matches, the semi-final matches, which will be played right here on KBC Channel 1 on Wednesday, with the final slated for Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Bentro Njue. Lensa Odingo has been my colleague on the sign language interpretation. On behalf of everyone who has made this broadcast a success, including my director, Joan Musembi, say thank you so much and have yourself a blessed afternoon.
you're watching Initiative Africa. My name is Asha Samput. Welcome to this first 2024 edition of your weekly magazine featuring Africa on the move through smart innovations and initiatives that work. Today,